You were begging for money. I need your ID first.
I'm not getting anything.
All right, then put your hands behind your back. He was saying, this is my right, this is my right. You have no right to take me from here. I'm allowed to attend public forums.
It is Monday, December 12th, 2022, and the W.T. Bland Library in Mount Dora, Lake County, Florida, is making a 911 call to report a homeless man for begging on their premises. Jeff Gray, a retired Army vet, is holding up a God Bless the Homeless Vets sign to raise awareness of homeless vets. He isn't directly asking anyone for money, and he isn't homeless. But even if he were, the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution prohibits the U.S. government from abridging the freedom of speech of its citizens. Regardless of his ethical position, Jeff Gray is being treated like a criminal.
Hello.
Hi.
God bless our homeless veterans. God bless them.
Thank you.
God bless homeless veterans. God bless homeless veterans. Good evening. God bless homeless veterans.
Hey, sir.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm the director. We typically don't have paneling
I
here.
can't hear what you're saying.
We typically don't have paneling here. Our city police run a very, the handbill solicitation is very restrictive. I can call them out here to discuss it with you if you'd like me to. You cannot block the aisle. You cannot make direct contact with anybody, and that's just for like political. I don't believe, and that's handbills. I don't believe that. You know, I mean, you're free to stand with the sign anyway.
God bless homeless veterans.
But you may not interact with patrons.
Have a blessed day.
You too. All right. Why don't I just have them come out and explain it to you?
I can't talk to people?
No, you cannot. You cannot interact with them in any way. If they approach you, that you may, but the police have a very strict interpretation.
Hey, have a blessed day.
That is really not tolerated.
God bless the homeless veterans.
So, I'm sorry. That's just their rules. Okay?
I'm just going to have to respectfully disagree with you. I'm going to talk to people if I want to.
All right. I will let them come and explain. Thank
Okay.
you.
Hey, it's Kathy Lundy, the director of the Mount Dora Library. I need an officer to come and let a patron know. We've got a gentleman that's soliciting our library patrons for money, and he's saying he's having a kind of a quasi-religious note in his direct approach to each one of them. I've tried to explain to him that our handbill and solicitation guidelines prohibit direct solicitation, and he refuses to listen and says he will interpret our statutes his own way.
Where is he located?
Right at the main entrance of the library.
Inside or outside?
Outside. He's got a homeless vet, please donate sign, standing right there at the entrance.
Like you're walking into the building, like not at the entrance out by Donley, correct?
Right, as you're walking into the building, right there standing in the main walkway.
Okay, we'll get an officer as soon as we can, okay?
Thank you so much.
Responding to the 911 call, the police officer arrives and talks to librarian Lynn Gonzalez. Mrs. Gonzalez informs the cop that Mr. Gray has been blocking the entrance to the library and has been harassing visitors. But the library staff have never formally asked him to leave. They have simply asked him to move to the benches.
Anyway, we had asked him to move over to the bench, but he kept moving into the front or in the middle here, directly in the path of everybody who walked in.
All right.
So, but just as I was coming over here, he's gone into the building, I think.
Are you guys requesting him trespassed?
Possibly. We just wanted you to talk to him.
All right. All righty. Oh, you guys think he's inside?
The police officer has been informed that Mr. Gray has gone inside the building. He finds him in the corner of a meeting room. The officer is asking Jeff to leave with him. Mr. Gray stands up and is willing to leave, but he doesn't want to give the officer his ID. This is the moment that the police officer pulls out his handcuffs and removes Mr. Gray from the library before body searching him for his ID, in clear violation of the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution that has been designed to protect people from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. Mr. Gray is then placed in the police car, once again in breach of the Fourth Amendment, until the police sergeant arrives on the scene.
You come outside with me for a moment? No? Well, you're being trespassed. So I need you to leave.
Am I being trespassed?
Yes, sir.
What?
They don't want you here. You were begging for money. I need your ID first.
Am I getting anything?
All right, then put your hands behind your back. All right, just come with me.
Why am I being trespassed? Why?
Private entity, sir.
I don't have to give you ID. I'm leaving. You put those clips on way too tight.
All right, that's fine.
Can you please? Oh my
I will in a moment. I got to grab my other set.
I'm not begging for money. I'm here to attend and report a public meeting and say God bless the homeless veterans. When you told me to leave, I was leaving.
All right.
And I don't have to give you ID if
Yes,
I'm
you do.
leaving. No, sir.
Lawful
I do not.
command.
No, it is not.
Yes, sir.
Unlawful command. There's case law, Florida State,
All right.
Supreme Court case
That's
law.
fine.
You are violating my civil rights, and I'm telling you right now, I don't have to give you ID for the trespass.
All right. Well, you do.
No, sir, I didn't.
And whenever I told you to stop, you continued walking, disobeying another lawful command.
You told me I was trespassing. I was leaving.
Before then, when you were out in the hallway, sir, I need this real quick.
I'll call your supervisor. You're too far. It's a violation of my civil rights.
Yes, sir.
I have the right to stand on public property and say God bless the homeless veterans. I have a right to attend and report a public meeting.
Yes, sir.
That's all I'm doing. I've never asked anybody for money. I'm not asking anybody for money. I'm not homeless.
Just real quick. All right, if I could have you have a seat for a moment.
Sergeant Wade wants to know why Mr. Gray has been detained. The officer accuses Mr. Gray of panhandling, trespassing, and refusing to identify himself. Sergeant Wade asks the officer to return to Mrs. Gonzalez for more information.
Sir? Per Miss Gonzalez, subject was here harassing all patrons as they were coming in. He was asked to leave. He refused. I went walk around the library, saw him in the hall. I said, hey, come over here. He disobeyed my lawful command, walked inside the room. I said, hey, man, you're being trespassed. He got up to leave, and I said, hey, I need your identification. He said, no, I refused to identify myself. At that point, I detained him.
Okay.
All right. He's one of those First Amendment auditors, so I still don't have a name for him.
What community is John Doe?
All right. And he said he wanted to talk to you. I will go get a statement from Ms. Gonzalez.
How do you know he's one of those auditors? Did he say?
He was saying, this is my right, this is my right. You have no right to take me from here. I'm allowed to attend public forums.
Is there a public one?
There's one going on in there right now.
But he was creating a disturbance.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to get that from Kathy. Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Gonzalez confirms that the library staff never asked Mr. Gray to leave. They only asked him to move away from the main entrance.
Hello. Alrighty, so obviously you saw what happened.
Yes, I did.
We do not know his name right now. He's refusing to give it to me. But if I could just have you fill out an affidavit about everything he was doing beforehand, that'd be real helpful to me.
Okay. All right. Can I go in there and
Absolutely.
sign it? Okay. Do you need my driver's license or anything?
Just put your info in the back. That's fine.
Okay.
And how many times was he asked to leave prior to our arrival?
I think just once.
Once?
Well, he wasn't asked to leave. He was just told that he could stay, but because at that point he hadn't approached anybody.
All right.
But he was told to sit on the bench or move to the side, just so he wasn't in the, in the walkway.
All right.
How do I start this? I don't normally do this.
So just whenever you gave us a call, why you gave us the call, and whether or not you wished him to be trespassed.
Okay. Hopefully you can read it.
Alrighty. Can you put in there if you request him trespassed or not?
The police officer tells Sergeant Wade that the library didn't ask Mr. Gray to leave. The sergeant immediately asks the officer to switch off his body camera.
Did he identify himself to you?
Yeah, he did. All right, so you arrested him for...
Right now it's going to be resisting without. I gave him a lawful command to come to me, and he went the opposite way. That is it.
And what was the command for?
To come over here.
I mean, to what? To investigate what?
Trespassing complaint. They did want him trespassed.
Okay.
And then by him not coming to you, hindered you from being able to complete the trespass?
Yes, and then when I asked for his identification, he refused to identify himself to me. If we just want to trespass it from this location and not do 1015, I didn't call out 1015. Right now, I just said one detained.
You want to set that one down? So
Their voices are still being recorded. The sergeant is saying that Mr. Gray's actions aren't illegal.
he was up here. We're not recording now. He was up here creating the disturbance. Let him through.
He's here holding the sign, and he's walking through the corner.
And the resisting parts are saying
So the better thing I think would have been is like when you trespass somebody, it's technically like you know this detector before, so like technically it's still a thing. So they don't have to ID themselves, but they do have to leave. So if they're being trespassed, so he was leaving.
so he doesn't technically have an identified phone. Yes, it makes it difficult to get that. It's going to move your trespass. And to me, it doesn't make sense. To me, if you're trespassing, you need to know who you're trespassing. Entrance is, okay, we were out with somebody and they, he's like, and then we discussed it. That's why I questioned it. So, I wouldn't tell you to move forward unless you have yourself.
I was there before.
Yeah, and I would just tell him, say, look, I changed you. Yeah. And make sure that you reiterate. Still going to create some issue, but at least you're not moving forward knowing that you have okay, if we go, but kids understand that you are trespassing here, you be ready you're trying to trespass and have to identify yourself. So,
You could also say that you were investigating possible uncertainties. You could have to speak with the people to see whether they're going to fill out an affidavit for that. I don't think it's an unlawful thing. I think you did let him go now. I would just think you report.
yeah, make sure that he's going to have his life trained. He's got to be able to investigating, investigation review, also disturbing how we review.
You could put that in that they were investigating a possible violation of uncertainties. That was a violation of the you also failed to that's why you're not being charged with anything. However, you are being trespassed.
And I think we did it with
I'm sure he would tell.
he's got, I can't remember what he said. That's his son. That's his son. So somebody could be back. Like, he said that is his son. That's the question that we could be placed for any of his students. If he's dead.
If he wants to, that's what he wants. So you could be doing it like violation.
At this point, we can identify him based on vehicles that are affecting him.
Have you step out for me, boss?
The body cameras are switched back on, and Mr. Gray is released without incident. The officer apologizes, but informs Mr. Gray that he will be arrested if he returns.
Yes, he didn't fall.
Oh, I got three.
I apologize. This is gonna hurt. I'm sorry for this. All right. All right, there it is. You don't have to twist your the other way. There you go.
The guy that just walked by, you said that was your son?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we don't need to give him any belongings. You were not being arrested. So the reason you were detained is I was investigating a possible disturbing the peace violation, all right? And whenever I asked you to come towards me, that was not a resisting, essentially, but you did disobey a lawful command.
Oh, I didn't hear you say come to me.
All right, right when I said come to me, you walked in. So, hey, mistakes happen. So you are not under arrest on this, but you are trespassed from this facility. If you want to attend any public forums, you are allowed to go to City Hall still and attend any public forums over there. It's just from the library you are trespassed.
Understood.
All right, you're free to grab all your belongings, sir.
And you said it was Mr. Gray?
Jeff,
Jeff Gray. Mr. Gray, you have a good night.
have a blessed night.
You want us to go get your son and let him know that you're being released?
He's probably just using the bathroom.
Okay.
This isn't the first time that Mr. Gray has been detained. He has been arrested in front of city halls all across the U.S. He has his own YouTube channel dedicated to him exerting his civil rights. Mr. Gray is now suing the police according to his First Amendment rights. The officer had no right to search him for his ID or to ban him from the library.